All right, welcome on in to episode 2 of Let's Build and sort of a solo play gameplay. So, last episode, we did some creative mode road building, and I did a little bit of work outside of. I did record it, so we might do a quick little time lapse of it, but I ran into a little bit of a problem up here, which is this was the road that we built. This is the road we planned as our sort of cross continent road. And then ramping down to this level created a little bit of a challenge since we were running from here up. And then this seemed to be a good crossroad spot, so now we have sort of a two-lane road. So anyway, this got a little too complex for me right now until we actually have some buildings, some materials, some things like that. So I figure we're actually going to step back. I've picked a spot down here, and we're going to start building as if we are regular sort of player. I'm putting away the dev tool, so the dev tool's put away, the superfood is put away. I do have the bonus from the superfood, so that's gonna be leveling us up crazy fast, but that's fine. That doesn't really matter. I have not at this stage eaten any. I topped up and that's that. So we're gonna have to figure out our food. We're gonna have to figure out everything as of this moment. So I picked this spot as our starter house, and this is where I get into a little bit of the starter tutorial. So one of the reasons I picked this location is there's trees. There's also enough open space that I feel like I won't have to be clearing too many trees out. I like to tuck into a hillside, so I don't really like being up at the top. I like being somewhere in the middle so that I can easily dig into the side. So the first thing you need to do is place your starter camp. Inside your starter camp, when you look at it inside the storage, you're going to have your basic tools. So I'm going to equip these the way I normally equip my various different tools. So I always, in every single survival game, end up sort of doing something like this. If I have a bow and arrow, I put it in the 2 slot. For now, I think I'll keep the hammer in the 2 and do that. So you get as a starting sort of rations, you get 20 fish and 20 tomatoes. Now, that's only going to last you so long. So we're going to need to set up a campfire because we want to make sure that we get the most out of those starting rations, and by cooking them on the campfire, that's going to do it. So we're going to run over here and we're going to start chopping some trees. So while we're chopping down this cedar tree, let's talk about starter professions. So I've done a series of sort of profession breakdown guides, but there's really 3 professions that I would suggest as you're starting the game: either mining and masonry, logging and carpentry, or gathering and farming. So, those are sort of the 3 routes, and I would say the main 2 that you're really looking at are whether you're going to choose mining or logging. Now, I've been having a lot of fun on another server doing mining and masonry. I think it's great. So I do think that that is a great way to go. I am going to do logging and carpentry on here because I want to sort of be above ground for right now. So we will definitely take on mining and masonry as well, but we're going to start out with logging. So, to get your first star, once you have your first star, you're going to want to go into logging. You don't have to research anything. You can just learn now. And this is going to give you the logging profession. Once you have the logging profession, all of your activities that you're doing is going to allow you to get points for that. So all these trees we're going to be cutting down is going to do that. Now, the reason I wanted to do this series is because they've changed a lot of things up. And it looks like we actually can make a bunch of things as a logger now like the farm table. Ah, this is really interesting. So we still need a carpentry table, but as a logger, we can make these things. That's really neat. So before, logging was um pretty much just you get points for cutting down trees. So that's new. So this is why we're doing this. This is our test case. I want to do all the different professions. The only way to really do that effectively is to boot up a imaginary server. Um, so I'm going to be RPing right now as the person that starts out as logging and carpentry. So this is the location I would pick for this. As we talked about last time, there's definitely something to be said for I love farming, and so I scoped an area out already for that. But we're just going to leave it be. So we only have a small stockpile at this moment, which means we need to sort of get our materials. Now, we're running low on calories. Okay, so running around consumes calories. Just be aware of that. I am going to quickly come over here and I'm going to dig this dirt, put it to the side, and then we need to get stone. So we need to get enough stone that we can make a campfire, that we can cook those ingredients. And this is where being part of a server, it is very important to have someone that goes into campfire cooking and gathering. I said gathering and farming, but that's not quite correct. I would say you're going to have someone who's going to go into campfire cooking right off the bat, and then second skill would be gathering. So let's make our campfire. Let's swap this in there. How many more do we need? Okay, I think we're solid. Good. Nice. So we've got extra wood, but we'll soon have a bigger stockpile. All right, it's getting dark. It's just how it goes. All right, so we've got our first campfire. Woohoo! Okay, so now I'm just going to set this up right near the camp. Let's power it with logs for now. So we'll just put those in there. You could use wood pulp, but it burns pretty quickly, so I would just do logs. And let's start by crafting some charred fish and some charred tomatoes. So I'm going to do 5 and 5 because, as you can see, my calories are already super low. I have barely any calories. So this is going to be your biggest limitation starting out the game, is the calorie limitations. So making sure you prioritize being able to get calories and start to get yourself set up on this front. If you're on a server, the person that's doing campfire cooking will get that set up for you, which will be great, and you'll be solid. Now, let's talk about some strategies. Well, first off, let's get our 2 benches crafting. So we're going to definitely need a workbench right off the bat. Let's do that right now. And then we'll get a large stockpile. We will need a tool bench eventually, but not for the moment. We'll leave that be. Having a hoe or something like that. So there are a few different foods which you can get to start with. And if I'm going on to someone else's server, I will be a little light-handed in picking up these foods that when you pick them up, they disappear. And you see how I just got 2 seeds from these pumpkins? I would make sure that I get a hoe and start replanting these as I go, so that you're sort of, to some extent, putting things back instead of just taking. and only take a few, because if you think about it, every single person is in the same situation as you. So camas bulbs, these guys are amazing. This food, we've got some mushrooms. We're just going to take a couple, right? We're not going to take too many, but we've got a few things now. We've got camas bulbs, we've got pumpkins, and we've got mushrooms. So let's come over here. You can only put 5 orders on a campfire at a time. So that's good to remember. So let's find charred camas bulbs. Let's cook those up. All right. Let's find, what else do we have? Mushrooms? I don't know if we, there we go, charred mushrooms. Let's cook those up. Okay. We're getting real low on our calories, so you got to keep an eye on that. All right, so we've got our charred fish. Now, let's take a look at this, and you see how it says on here, you have never tried this food before. It is 100% shelf life, so this will last 2 days, almost 3 days in-game until it spoils. So that's important to know. And then it is really heavy on protein, sort of has some fat, and nothing else. So this is a really good food for protein, nothing else. All right, so we're going to eat it. We're going to right-click it, and we're going to eat some charred fish. And once the little animation is done eating it, we can hover over and see what we think. So every single character when they spawn into the game has different preferences that are randomized for food. So we think this fish tastes good. So that gives us a little bit of a bonus when we're eating it. And that's fantastic. So now let's check out the charred tomatoes. All right. So we've never had this before. We're going to eat it. Now it reduced our nutrition because we had the superfood in our stomach, but by tomorrow that'll be gone. So let's see what we think of this. Oh, we think that the charred tomatoes taste bad. Okay. Well, that's no good. Now let's eat a raw tomato. Let's see what we think. Oh, it's delicious. We really like the raw tomatoes. Okay, that's good to know. Let's chomp down on, let's have some sashimi. Let's have some delicious sushi. Let's eat some raw fish. See what happens. Oh, yuck. I really didn't like that. Okay. It's not yet showing it, but it said yuck. Okay, so I think this tastes bad, and I think the charred tomatoes taste bad. All right, so we're gonna take the raw tomatoes with us, and let's leave the pumpkins and the camas in here, and let's take the charred fish. So next, we're gonna grab the work table, and we're gonna put the work table right sort of near our stuff, and the first thing is storage. Build a stockpile. Stockpile. Can I not build a stockpile right now? Oh, there it is. Okay. Whew. That scared me. I was like, oh my goodness. All right. So we're going to put that in there. We need to put this wood in the stockpile for it to draw from that. Let's pick all this wood back up. I don't really like to stack things on the ground, but in the early game, it's helpful. So there we go. Let's cut down more of these trees. Okay. So there we go. All right. It's doing its thing. I think we're all good. It doesn't need any more materials. Perfect. So I'm just going to wait for there to be a little extra room. Pop that one in. All right. So now we got our large stockpile being made, because storage is always going to be a mini game in this, and calories. Those are your two main. So I'm going to pick this guy up. Oops. So Control plus left click allows you to move a table without having to cancel the menu or the recipes that are being crafted on it. So I'm just moving it back so that it, I don't know, it just feels better there. That's the designer in me. All right, let's eat some of this charred camas. Let's see what we think. Yuck. Okay, well, we're trying. We're trying. All right, where do we want to put this? Let's put this let's see, I think I want to build the house over there. So let's put this over here for right now. Now, here's another really important thing that you're going to need to do, which is to make sure your land claim is the right size. So go to authorization. So you have a little land claim stake right here. Go to, and this is the easiest way to do it. You can use the land claim tool, which let's showcase this first. So you can use the land claim tool out in the world and claim things and do it this way so that you can see it in the real world and walk it around. But I find that this can be a little bit cumbersome. I like to use this tool actually when farming so that you can see the 5x5 grid and know how you want to lay out your stuff to be able to build. Although with building, it might be another good one. Make sure you have this tool out. But I prefer, when claiming land, to go into any of your tables or anything, click Open Deed. Click Edit. When you do this, you can literally zoom in and I can see, oh, there's my stockpile over here. And I can just right click and expand this in any direction I want. And then go, okay, those are all my land claims. I've got 0 left. You know what? Maybe I am going to remove that one there and that one because I want to claim out here because this is where my house is going. And I want to make sure that nobody builds or cuts down trees. So the land claims are really great. You do need to have your house within the land claims. So knowing where the edges are here is going to be important when you're building your house. You can also edit this after you build your house. So there's sort of 2 parts to this. You can go, all right, this is the corner here where I can build my house, or like this is the edge here where I can build my house. But I just generally know that this entire flat area in here, if I build a house on this flat area, it's going to be on my land. So let's put that tool away because we don't really need that again. All right, let's check out the mushrooms. What do we think? What do you think? Ooh, we like the mushrooms. Excellent. Excellent. Now, you can eat food you don't like. It just affects your sort of nutrition bonus a little bit. So variety bonus, you get depending on the varieties of food. There's a whole you can get way into it, but the main thing early in the game is you just need calories. Like, it doesn't really matter what. Again, try not to just decimate your local area because then you won't have food in the long run. All right, now that we're set up, let's get a tool table going. Tool bench, start. And the other thing that I absolutely recommend is a wheelbarrow. Definitely get a wheelbarrow. This is going to save you so much running around and so much extra time. We need 4 boards to make a wheelbarrow. Okay. So then the next thing we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up making adobe because that's our beginning building material. So how do we want to do this? I think we're going to end up digging down here. So let's cut this tree down and we'll start on this side of the property and work over. Now, there's ways to min-max and make sure your house is the minimum size for the maximum reward. I don't know. I think you should just build the house the way you want to, and then you can start to balance it out later with the furnishings and the materials. Just getting a house is important to start with because that is your second XP generator. So depending on your food bonus and depending on your house bonus, it determines how fast you will be leveling up. And if you're like, why does it matter how fast I'm leveling up? That's how you get professions. So as I said, on this character, it's not the best example because we already have a bunch of stars, but let's just assume that I have 1 star. It's going to take me, 20 hours before I get another one. But of course, this is calculated on the amount of stars I have. Now, every server can set that rate to different speeds, but generally you're gonna have 1 star to start off with, probably for the first day of the server, and then the second day you'll be able to do the second one. It increases exponentially, so the more professions you get, the slower it is to get them. So as you can see, we need some stone for our tool bench. Let's go back over here to this little hole in the ground that we started. As much as possible, I'm trying not to move around a ton, but it is what it is. I think we needed a few stones, so let's pick up, maybe a full stack of 20. Look at how much calories that's taking. So each block breaks into 4 pieces, but usually what you end up with is you either end up with 4 and they're green, or 1 big yellow, which you have to hit again to break it. So that can be a bit of a pain. There are talents later on, if you specialize in mining, that reduce that, but for most of us plebs, and for me as a logger carpenter, that's what it is. That's all. So let's make sure that our storage is linked. So we're gonna make sure it's linked. I'm also gonna drag the campsite up to the top, so any non-stockpile items will get delivered into there. Let's put these in our inventory. All right, now we've got a tool bench. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, tool bench done. First thing I'm making on the tool bench is a wooden hoe. Yes, giggle all you want, but we're making a wooden hoe. That is our dealio at this point. We could make a scythe and we could make a bow. We don't really need to, though. Not right now, at least. So those are getting made. Perfect. All right, so the campfire is no longer cooking anything because we don't have anything to be cooking. We do now know what we're going to aim for. Oh, wait. Did we cook pumpkin? Oh, we didn't cook our pumpkin. Let's... Oh, is there anything we can cook with the pumpkin? Let's see. No. Okay. So if you're a newbie player, leave the pumpkins alone. Probably goes into one of the salads, maybe? No, none of the early salads have pumpkin as an ingredient. So that's good to know. All right. Well, we'll just leave the pumpkins alone. Let's see what we think of raw pumpkin. It tastes okay. So we'll just nibble on some raw pumpkins. That sounds delicious. Let's finish cooking the fish. So we got 14 more to go. Okay. So we're going to finish cooking the fish. So that's going to get going. Now, we have some seeds in our inventory. So let's grab that hoe. And let's go plant. Oh, let's grab the wheelbarrow too. So let's go see where's a good spot to plant these pumpkins. Kind of where we're headed, where we found them before. So over here is a nice little spot for pumpkins, right? Yeah, this is pretty bright here. So let's just quickly hoe 2 locations and we'll just put our pumpkin seeds. So that is a way that I would suggest is a good regenerative way. You're never going to get enough seeds to replace exactly how many you picked up because they don't give you seeds every single time, but at least you're replanting a little bit. We don't really need to replant our trees yet because we're good, but let's start excavating the site. We are going to grab our wheelbarrow right here. And we're just going to start digging in. All right. So why I bring the wheelbarrow is because the wooden shovel only lets you dig one dirt at a time. Oh, we've got basalt under this. All right, well, that just changed my way of doing this. I think we're gonna have to we're probably going to have to build up top. All right, so to pick up your wheelbarrow, you can just click, pick it up. So we're gonna build up here. So what we're gonna do, let's start with the house. Ooh, there's a tree already regrowing. Let's start this as our corner. As our starting corner. Maybe a little bit further. Okay. So the reason I decided to go up here is because we're doing double duty. We're digging out the foundation of where our house is while gathering material to make the house out of. You have to have a floor underneath your house. You can't just have dirt because it removes the material bonus. It removes the room bonus. You won't have an actual room. So this is one of those things where when you first start out can be a little frustrating. Knowing that will save you so much heartbreak. So I'm just going to start digging this out because we need dirt to make adobe, which is going to be our starter building material. And the reason, again, you can see this going back and forth, is a lot easier than running with one shovel over to the stockpile, running back, running over to the stockpile, running back. So having the wheelbarrow cuts down your time immensely. So what you can do once it's full, you can click on it and then you hold shift and you drag to your stockpile. So once your wheelbarrow is full, you can do that. And because it is mobile, because you can push it around, obviously. There we go. You can put it in a place where you can roll it. So let's say, you know, we wanted it up here. We can roll it up near the stockpile and move it because there's a certain distance away that it'll connect to the stockpile. Like it's still connecting out here. And it saves you that running back and forth, which is very, very, very nice. For now, I'm just using it right at the location because it's a lot easier to put it down here with me and then just go do, 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 do. So I think this is a tip that I wish I had known earlier in playing Eco, and it is absolutely indispensable at this point. All right, so we ran out of calories. We can't do anything more. So here's a fun fact. If you have something in your inventory and you go to right click on a stockpile or anything, you cannot, it says you're too hungry to do that. You see that? What you can do is you can interact with it and then you can click and drag the item into the inventory. Okay, so that's helpful. Obviously we're going to eat some food. We're going to try and somewhat keep our balance. So tomatoes are high in carbs. The fish is high in protein. The mushrooms are high in protein. And the pumpkins are high in carbs. So we have nothing we found yet that's high in vitamins, which is not the best. Yeah. We'll find something sooner or later. We'll go, before the end, we'll go and do some looking around for some renewable food sources that I highly suggest from day one. All right, I think we've got enough dirt for right now. Let's pick this back up. We'll have the wheelbarrow in our inventory at all times. Now, let's make some adobe. So adobe is 1 wood and 1 dirt. And it looks like we can make about 14 right now. Each one of these makes 4 adobe blocks. But we're going to need probably 200 to 300 for our first room, something like that. So we're going to let that start crafting. That's going to do its thing. Let's go look for, well, actually first let's cut this tree down because this tree is in a little bit of a annoying location. Let's get this tree cut down. And then we'll go look for a little bit of a renewable food source. So we can pick some berries. I'm thinking probably huckleberries is going to be our closest. I didn't notice any biomes that have the desert or tomato plants, which are two of our others. And then obviously the jungle has some really good renewable resources, such as pineapples and papayas. So there's, depending on the biome you're in, there's some really good renewable resources. This biome does not have any, so always good to know. All right, make sure you take your food with you. You do not want to run out of food and have to gimp home very, very slowly. So just remember that. We're going to head over this way because we do have the redwood biome over this way. So we're just going to walk. When you're walking, you're only taking up, I think, 8 calories. When you're running, you take up 10. So just... No, it is hard to go slow, but if you're trying to conserve calories, might be a good idea. I'm impatient, so I'm gonna run and jump and do all sorts of things. Oh, okay. Maybe over here? Are there any blueberries around this lake? Or around these redwoods? Hello, blueberries. Hello. Well, let's grab a couple beans. See if we like them. We're just sampling plants right now. All right, let's grab a couple of ferns. See if we like them. Where are the freaking blueberry plants? Usually they're right in... Okay, all right. Well, let's showcase how you find plants that you are looking for. So population is the ones that are in the server. You do huckleberry. And what? Oh, wow. Damn. There are no huckleberries anywhere nearby. Okay, all right. Make a liar out of me. I see how it is. All right, let's see if there's... Let's look at all the renewable sort of plants that you can get. Let's look at papayas. So the papayas are over and down over here. So probably for where I am, the papayas might be a good one to go for. Okay. Pineapple, same thing over there. And tomatoes. Any tomatoes nearby? Oh my goodness. So you remember how I chose that one spot for ideal food location? So here's oh, and prickly pears. Prickly pears are another one. So this area right here where I chose for the farm, we've got prickly pears, we've got tomatoes. Where's our closest huckleberries? Let's see where our closest huckleberries are to that location. Oof, that's the only thing that is not going to be easy to farm down over there. Well, that's a bummer. At least there's a decent amount of them. They're just not near here. And remember how I was thinking maybe over here? This is another spot that we were looking at to maybe set up. I think when I set up a mine, our mining character, we'll set up our mining character more over here. Because then it'll have access to the desert, the high biomes in the middle. So well. So our renewable food source is back that way. It is going to be in the jungle. So let's wander back over that way. Oh, let's eat a couple raw beans. We think those are okay. Raw fiddleheads. What do we think? They're okay, but nothing crazy. All right, we're gonna keep going. So let's go back. You're going to have a marker on the map that shows where your campsite is, so hopefully you don't get lost. I'll keep you going. So let's go for a little walk on the beach. Well, I'm sure by now actually our Adobe has crafted. So let's go back and start getting our house going. Uh, let's see. All right, so you need your hammer. And your hammer is going to have a couple different options for how you lay things out. Let's use our basic hammer so that we can see what the basic hammer does. So the basic hammer gives you single block and line. So with a line, I would say you're going to want the line because you're going to want to fill the area. You right click and then you drag and then you right click to finish. So that will allow you to build pretty quickly. Then there's going to be tools later on. So this is the end game one. There's going to be, you can do a whole floor, you can do walls, you can do all sorts of things. So we can pick the floor fill and we can literally click and drag sort of a rectangle. So now we've got a floor. Woo! Yay! All right. I feel like I want to continue to go this way. All right, let's pick up our land claim tool, see how we're doing. Let's put that there. So yeah, we could go all the way to like here. I'm just going to pick up one block and put it right here. Make sure that's the edge. Yep, that's the edge. So let's build all the way up to that edge. Let's continue to dig up this dirt. Put it in here. Just doing our thing, making our house. So what I did on the last server, I played on as a guest, not as a host. I basically built something that was an odd number in width and length. It was sort of a rectangle, and then I actually just created a tower. So I made the base dimension, and then I just went completely towered up. So let's get some vitamins with these fiddlehead. Oh shoot, we should have cooked one. Oh well, we'll go get more later. Okay, now our calories are full. So I think that's a good way to go about it because then you're not having to clear as much. Oops. What am I doing? Put it into the wheelbarrow. There we go. That way you're not having to clear as much because you can see how much time just digging out the soil takes. However, you need the soil to make the adobe anyway, so a little bit here, a little bit there. No big deal. Let's drag that into the tiny stockpile. You can also use workbenches to transport things. So here you can see I can see my wheelbarrow and I can see the large stockpile. So I can drag from the wheelbarrow to the large stockpile without having to move the wheelbarrow. This is great when you're starting to mine and things like that. It's fantastic. Let's put our fancy camera away too, just so I'm not doing things too crazy. All right, let's grab the rest of our adobe. We're going to do line. Okay, so we're just filling it in. Right click, right click. As you can see, we're going to need a lot of adobe. And then we're going to be swapping it out. That's the beauty of it. All right, let's make sure it's an odd number because I want to make sure that like that's the door and then that's the wall, right? So the door would be over here. This is our front door, theoretically. There actually are walls, so if you hold down F, you can pick wall midsection, and you can, and you can choose line, click and drag. Let it go all the way near the corner, but it's not gonna be completely the corner. Let's see, do we have any more? Nope, we need to make more. All right, this is pretty much our life for right now. 31. There we go. 124. That's great. Churn out that Adobe. Woohoo! Let's also let's offload some of the stuff we have on us so that we can open up our inventory a little bit so that we have more space to carry stuff. I'm going to leave the wheelbarrow behind because I want to be able to carry weight. So let's go check out the jungle. Let's go for a little walk on the beach together. Just gonna wander off this way. So there's the jungle over there, but we're not gonna swim. We're just gonna walk around the corner. If camas was one of my favorite things, I would pick some camas as we go. Mushrooms are though, so let's grab a couple mushrooms here and there. Again, not decimating the entire mushroom population, but grabbing a couple. Alright, so we're gonna go around this corner. Ooh, look, we got a swamp right here, which is great. Oh, let's grab some rice. Wait, what? Are we not able to? Oh, I think we have to have a scythe to harvest the rice now. Oh, that's new. That's interesting. Right? Yeah, can't pick it up. Oh, okay, okay. Hello, jungle! So the jungle is going to be a great resource. Early days for those who don't have campfire cooking. Alright, there's a papaya tree right here. That is a renewable resource. It stays planted. You will be able to come back tomorrow and get more papaya. This is key because then you can just pick the raw food and not have to replant it. Okay, I don't like the way papaya tastes. That sucks. I do like how raw mushrooms taste. Okay, all right. So we've got the papaya. I'm gonna leave them alone for now because I don't like how they taste. Let's see about pineapples. What do we think about pineapple? Pineapples taste okay. All right, so we've got some pineapple seeds. Let's plant them nearby. Like right here and here. So for now, I'm just going to do that. I'm not going to hoard them and then sort of take them somewhere. Then this big leafed thing, this is taro. So let's dig up a couple of those just so we can eat the raw version. And then we will cook some as well. Oh, I think the raw version tastes good. All right, that's good to know. All right, let's see what we got going on in here. There's some more pineapple. So this is something that you can run around and do. Obviously, if there's a bunch of people on the server all doing the same thing, you want to leave some for other people. But this is just a really good way. You run around, you pick some pineapple, you take whatever you need, right? Take some papaya, and that's that. All right. So let's head back towards home. Oh, let's grab a cremini mushroom or two. See what we think of cremini mushrooms. We've never eaten them before. Oh, and before we leave, we should plant the seeds that we picked up. All right, what did we think of creminis? Oh, we think creminis taste bad. All right, well, that's fine. I didn't like you anyway, cremini. You're a meanie cremini. All right, let's make sure the pineapple grows okay here. So let's turn on yield potential. Pineapple. Okay, yep. So this is actually a great spot for a little farm because it's right on the edge of the territory and it's where we're going to be running over to. Let's see, where's the beach? Let's go down near the beach here. Yeah, this is probably a good swell. Yeah, right here. See how open this is? Oh, this is a great spot right here. Okay. How many seeds do we have? We have 2. And then let's check to see where the taro grows. Same thing. All right. Let's plant a couple. We have 4 seeds, so let's plant those here. Pick up the ferns. 2, 3, and 4. All right. Plant those there. So you're starting to sort of create a little farm just from your naturally scavenged seeds. The only profession that can create seeds is farmers. So just creating a little plot where you can plant things is good to do. All right, we're going to leave the cotton alone because we don't need it right now. But if you're a tailor, you come to the swamp, you get your cotton. Swamp is also a place where you can get coal, which is a material you can use to burn. You do have to crush it before it is usable to burn, I believe, in like campfires and things like that. So that's more of a mining profession. Not something you're going to be messing with right now. So we're just heading home. We're heading home and we're going to cook up some taste testers from what we just picked up. So we picked up, what did we pick up? Picked up papaya. Let's cook one of those. We picked up pineapple. Let's cook one of those. We picked up taro. Let's cook one of those. I wonder what the charred mushrooms. Those are probably any mushroom. So even the ones that we didn't like, we can still cook those. So let's cook all the mushrooms we have. If you hold down Alt and then click, it'll put all the calories in. You want to be careful. If there's a big order, though, you don't want to burn all your calories right away. Okay. So now let's chew down on the charred papaya. Now, if you don't have any extras to hover over, right, you're like, oh, I wonder what my character thinks of it. You can hover over the graphic here. Ah, we think it tastes bad. Okay, that's good to know. And remember, we didn't like the raw one, so we both don't like the raw and we don't like the cooked. All right, let's try the charred pineapple. What do we think? We think it tastes okay. All right. No biggie. We'll put those in there because we weren't a big fan. Let's take that back out. Ooh, all right. And the charred taro. Let's see. Did we eat it? Oh, we didn't eat it because our stomach is full. Okay, that's fine. Oh, let's put these in here so that it can cook from there and not from our inventory. You always want to have some open slots that it can use to store things because otherwise it'll be stuck in the campfire. Don't really want that. All right, let's continue to cook. Get our stuff going. We'll get our wall. I want to do solid blocks for the corners because I don't know. There's some interesting pieces to the adobe that I'm not particularly a fan of. Do we want this to be a door? I would chop this tree down. Yeah. Yeah, let's have a door in, a door out, and then we'll probably have like another doorway here or so when we start to expand the house, or maybe here. Nah, probably here. This is going to be our other door, but we're not at that level. So let's go back to single block because it's easier to build vertical with single blocks. And you can do 3 high with the 4th being the roof, if that's your roof. Or you could do 5 high. It's up to you what you would like to do or how many materials you want to do. I think 4 high is a nice combo within the roof being the 5th. Or you could do a tower. So, totally optional what you decide to do. We're going to need a door built as well. That looks kind of crazy. Looks like a Minecraft face. Just gonna sort of rough this out. Now there's like edge material, there's all sorts of things you can use. Where do we want our ladder up to be? Let's do our ladder on this side. This is gonna be our way of getting up top. And 1, 2. You know what? Let's put our wheelbarrow down so we don't have to run back and forth. And let's just grab materials this way. Much easier. Just little time-saving bits. The less you're running around, the easier it gets. All right, let's just do that. At least get our edges set up, our framing, so to speak. Like that. Ta-da! Alright, so this is kind of a long room. Did we do an odd number wide? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Woo! Okay. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could theoretically, right, just spitballing, if we wanted to create rooms quickly, we could divide this into 2 and have little rooms, but we'll keep it sort of wide for right now. I think I'll be fine. The one thing on Adobe that I absolutely dislike is the windows. The windows drive me nuts. They're so small. They're so tiny. I really like having big, sort of picturesque windows, and so it drives me a little nuts not having that. But it is what it is, right? We're probably not going to end up with symmetry because we have a door that's going to go in right here eventually. So maybe this will be a wall here? I don't know. Just kind of playing with the combo. Nothing set in stone. Oops. No, I want to interact. There we go. Okay. Let's put those in our inventory. All right, yeah, let's finish this wall off. I think this is going to be a solid wall behind the... Let's do a complete solid wall behind for the back door. Even though that's a nice view that way, there's, again, it's not going to be... You're not going to be seeing much. Alright. So when it shows you need one more block, you can just go back one and then it gives you the space you need. Ta-da! Alright. So we've got our walls. Now we need to get our roof. So let's go up the ladder. Up top here. And let's take a look at what we've got. We've got roof corners, we've got roof end pieces, and we've got roof fill blocks. So I'm going to do roof end pieces on the side here. Okay. And on this side, but not the corner. Okay. I've noticed Adobe is funky on corners. So those are your roof end pieces. And we're going to do a few more. Let's get some more Adobe. Whew. You can do it from down here too if you want. It's not the end of the world. It's a little bit harder to do though. There we go. Oh, there. Ah, now let's go up top. Let's do solid block on the corner. Let's see if that works. And there. And there. All right. And then end pieces along here. Oop, shoot. One more time. One more. All right. And there. Ta-da! All right, now let's do the roof fill block. Ta-da! Nice. I think we're going to need a little bit more, but that's okay. So it's going to go right next to the ladder. You need to have one more ladder going up, or that counts as a hole in your roof. With a ladder there, it is fine. So you need to have the ladder go all the way out. All right. So we need 4 more adobe. Not too bad. So we need 4 more adobe and we need 2 doors. So each door uses 2, so we're going to need 8 more adobe total. So each one is 4. Let's queue up an order for 2. And it's going to tell us what we need more of. So we need more wood, right? And remember how we said we were going to cut down this tree because it's right outside of our door. Let's do that. So you can see why picking up logging right off the bat is great, because you're going to be doing it anyway. It's not to say that, you know, not having logging is horrendous. It sort of feels bad sometimes when you're like, I'm doing a bunch of stuff and I'm not leveling up a skill based on it, right? So let's drag that in there. Look at this. I also am a absolute nut about getting rid of the stumps. Some people don't. I just feel like it's good to get rid of the stumps. And then you need to pick up that debris that falls around, because otherwise you will start to kill the ground around the area. So it's definitely good to clear the debris off the ground. Right. So let's grab the last. Let's actually split this out into 4. And then we can queue up 2 doors. Ta-da! All right. We're doing solid. All right. Wait, where'd the other? Hey. Need 2 more of these. Gimme. Oh, wait, where'd that go? Okay. No, I don't want it up there either. Right in the hole. There we go. All right. Woohoo! Okay, so even as is, this should be considered a room. Oh, it is a room. It just isn't yet a type of room. It's an uncategorized room, okay? Because we don't have any furniture in here yet. So let's make some furniture. We will want, let's make a bed. Let's RP a little bit. Let's make a bed. And the next most important thing is a latrine. Okay. The important things in life, right? You need somewhere to sleep and you need somewhere to do your business. Now, you don't absolutely need a door right away, but if you're trying to get a perfect tier 1 room bonus, you do need to fill in everything. So it is important. What's going on here? All right, these are just taking time. It's just taking time. All right. Also, I want to create a couple chests. Let's do a couple chests. So that'll be sort of doing its thing. I saw some other mushrooms over here. These seem like the mushrooms you shouldn't eat in the wild, just as an FYI. Like, these are poisonous in real life. Don't just nom down on these. But what do we think? It tastes okay. Alright. It's not great. You do get better overall nutrition for cooked food versus raw food. But again, if you're sort of desperate, raw food isn't going to hurt you. So, you know, have a way at it. All right, let's see what we think of the charred taro. It's okay. All right, so we're not going to go out of our way to get it, but it's an option. So our top favorite foods are raw tomatoes. That is our favorite food. We like charred fish, not too bad. We like charred mushrooms. We think raw beans are okay. Let's do charred beans. We haven't done that one yet. Let's do one more charred mushroom as well. So, another thing a lot of people will do is put stockpiles on their roofs. If you want to do that, a stockpile is 5 blocks by 5 blocks. So, make sure your building is at least 5 blocks wide. If that's your desire, we can showcase what that looks like. Let's do another stockpile. All right, where's our door? Put the door over here. Oops, that's not where doors go. Come here. Put the door there. So look at that. I mean, not too shabby, right? Cute little house. Very cute. All right, let's check what these taste like. Charred beans. Good. All right, so that's another one that we like the way it tastes. All right, let's cook some more up. Because the raw, we think it's okay. The cooked is good. So let's put that in storage so it can cook from there. Haha! We've got the latrine. Now, let's test out if we make this into tiny rooms. So let's put the latrine near the back door. Let's pick up our wheelbarrow. And wait, where's our... Okay, let's eat the charred beans. What's going on? Oh, we need, shoot, we need fiber for that. Let's make a scythe. All right, we need some more stone. This is how the start of eco goes. Just a little this, a little of that. Look at my tiny little house bonus. It's so tiny. So cute. All right, let's adjust this so that it's going here. Ooh, a chest. Thank goodness. Let's put the chest here. Oh, that's gonna be so tight. Oh, there. What would we need? We would need we would need 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. We would need 8 blocks of adobe to divide the room in two. It's going to feel so claustrophobic. But let's do it just for science. Let's do it for science. Because we'll use it for other things later anyway. Alright, we need that scythe. There we go. So that we can scythe some grass, get some natural plant fibers for our bed. Grass bed. Yeah. Alright. Let's put that in the chest. So let's start putting things into the chest. There we go. Alrighty. So, how are we doing? You can drag things around in order of priority. I would like to get the adobe made, and then the bed, and then the stockpile, so that it prioritizes those things. We need more wood. Alright, let's find some more trees. So this is why I pick a place with trees, because you're gonna need a lot of wood. You know what I mean. Alright. So these branches, if left on the ground, will start to kill all the plants around it. So you really do need to make sure you pick this up. This is also where your tree seeds are going to come from. It's where your tree pulp is going to come from. So you're getting useful materials by cleaning up. Very important. If you notice an area sort of dying, especially in the jungle, this can happen. You might need to turn on the debris layer and look around and see if there's any hot spots nearby, because that's the only way you're really going to see that debris on the ground. That's just sort of a FYI, just in case it's usually in the jungle where it's hard to see the ground. You'll see areas just dying and you're like, what's going on? I don't know why everything's dying. And then you're like, oh, there was one little tiny... Also, the debris in the jungle is flat. It's like, it doesn't have that 3D nature that the ones out here do, so it can be sort of hard to spot. All right. Let's see what this looks like. This is gonna be so silly. There and there, and we're gonna need 1, 2, maybe 2 more. Yeah. So one more unit will do. Let's put that first because we want it to process that before everything else. All right, we've got our bed now. Yay! I'm not gonna put that down yet. So again, this is why I wouldn't suggest making your rooms this tiny, because 1, it's sort of claustrophobic, and 2, you don't get the full bonus that you should for rooms. I mean, it's sort of based on the size, so you'll only get a multiplier of a smaller amount. But look, I have two areas of my house now, so the total XP plus per day is plus 3.82. If we pick up the latrine and we remove the wall, it is plus 2.5. So it is decent at this point to have it, because it gives you a little bit of a boost, right? So we've got 2 rooms in our house. You don't really need to put a door there, but you can if you want. Oh, we never finished the wall. Dang. Oh, whoopsies. There we go. Eventually this will be a door here that will lead into another room, and we might expand out this way too. I don't know. We'll see. The other thing we were going to do is we were going to showcase how to put the stockpile on top of your house. Again, if you're trying to be sort of space efficient. It's a good way to go. So I'm just putting these things in here for now. So we've got some storage, right? Let's turn this baby around. Yeah. That's good. All right, so let's go up on the roof. And let's see if we can place it as is. Yep, see that? So ta-da! Now your stockpile is on your roof and you can move all your stuff up here. And so you have more usable area. You have easy storage on the roof. I would probably... We're going to continue to break this down. So we know that it's 9 wide, so it wouldn't continue, but what you could do... All right, so we've got 5 wide. We need, let's do 2 more sets of Adobe. This is just a little, we're going to cheese it a little bit. Well, actually that wouldn't work because we've got the ladder up to the roof. Let's swap the ladder out of the house. First off, let's dig a little bit more dirt over here. We can swap the ladder to the roof to be on the outside. That way we have, if we do a little lip off the side, we'll be able to, we'll basically be able to get another stockpile on top of the roof. So you'll have 2 large stockpiles up on the roof. You won't really have to worry about it. It will be super easy. All right, let's put the dirt into the stockpile. Now, another thing that I highly suggest, this is just a suggestion, but it will save you a lot of headache, okay, is name your stockpiles. So, oops, jumped right off the roof. So I'm going to name this one... Wait, which direction are we facing? We're facing east. So, well, I'm just going to name this one stockpile, or I'm going to name this number 1. Nope, that didn't work. Stockpile, or roof. That's it. Roof number 1. There we go. So that way we know this is roof number 1. Now, let's fill in here. And let's grab this Adobe here. And let's do this. We're just gonna grab it there. We're gonna do a line there. Ha, ha, ha. Nice. And then let's put the ladder. Let's do the ladder up to the roof like that. Let's go get the one from inside. Okay. All right. So we've got the ladder up to the roof. Now, I would suggest to put a couple little, maybe like a block to either side. Maybe like a little platform, because what's going to end up happening is once these stockpiles are full, you're going to need a little walkway. But we're just cheesing this right now. This is pure cheese. So let's call this roof number 2. Okay, so now we know roof number 1, roof number 2, and that way if we ever get sort of confused, we know what's what. We have more area down here so that we don't have to worry. Yeah, this is probably a good spot. I'm going to pick this up because I feel like this little guy is useless, and let's move our campfire back so that we're not as claustrophobic. Same thing with, I'm going to move our little stake over there. We probably could pick up the campsite at this stage, Yeah, let's just put all the stuff in chests. Do, 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 do. There we go. So let's pick this up. Yes, I would like to pick it up because it's not like you really need it for anything. All right, so let's put this bench here. And let's put this bench here. Nice. I don't know. I don't know where I want the campfire to go. I guess the campfire can sort of stay where it's at. All right, so that's a good start to... That's a pretty decent start to our logging carpentry profession. We can place one more. We have one more chest that we can place down. It's so claustrophobic in here. Ay, ay, ay. Let's say this is, let's do food. And no, let's not. Let's do tools. Well, we won't have food in the bathroom. Let's do seeds plus, and then let's have food in the bedroom. We'll have food in the bedroom. So that way we can start to sort things out and know what's what. And that way on the campfire, we can put our food chest at the top. So it will draw from and put things directly in the food chest, which will be fantastic. So this is tools. We'll keep that in there, and then we will move our tree stuff and our pulp and our fiber. So there we go. We're sort of organized. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. We're getting there. Put the tree seeds in. Do I have anything else in my inventory? Tools. I'll put the extra chest, the small stockpile, the camp. Yeah, nice. So now we have a 3.8 house bonus. So our XP is coming in at 3.8, which is fantastic. And let's take a look at our logging profession that we picked up. So we've already gotten a level 5. Wow. The server I'm on must have everything turned way down. We are very generous on this learning server. You would not level up that quickly normally. You'd be maybe down at the basic level down here. But we have a talent choice. So we can either increase the damage of our tool, or we can decrease the amount of calories it takes. Logging wise, I would say you want to decrease calories. Mining wise, I would increase tool. Sort of different thinking on that. So the next thing we're going to need to start doing soon is creating a research table, but that's a project for another day. This is where we're at. We got a nice, very, 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 very cozy little start to a house that will soon be able to be transitioned into larger house as we go and as we need. So ta-da!